He was a record-breaking running back at Baylor, and they, of course, had their best season of all time, winning the Sugar Bowl, going 12-2, winning the Big 12 championship, and he was a major part of it. Abram Smith now joins us on 365 Sports with Paul Catalina Craig and also David Smoke. Abram, thank you very much. I know you were hooked in with the Saints for a while. I spoke with you on the phone yesterday. You're waiting for those next opportunities that you might have. How difficult is that to wait for the call?
It's very difficult, just kind of sitting around training and just waiting for my agent to, get in touch with a bunch of people, whoever it might be, and kind of just waiting and, just twiddling your thumbs around the whole time, just waiting for somebody to call.
Yeah, so what do you do other than train in that time to keep your mind occupied?
Help look after my nephew, help my mom around the house, kind of just, get training a whole bunch, maybe 2 times a day. I'm just trying to get right, just to stay in shape for, my next opportunity, whether that be, whatever team calls me.
Abram, what did you learn from that experience there with the Saints and just kind of seeing how the ins and outs of the NFL business operated? You always hear about it, but I know it's different once you actually get into it. So what were kind of your impressions and what lessons learned?
My first impression on it was just like, the game's a lot faster than, I guess I could say I was expecting, but, it was easy to pick up. I was really excited the whole time being there. It's kind of like, a dream come true, and you're excited, you're a rookie and all that. You're kind of just going around and taking advantage of everything. And, if I had to learn anything, I feel like there's still more out there that I could have taken advantage of. So I think if there's a lesson to be learned from that, it's take more advantage of the time that you're going to get, because like they said, the NFL is not for long, and here we are waiting for calls.
How much, besides the obvious of it's your job, how much do you just miss the game itself, the locker room, the camaraderie with the teammates?
I miss that a bunch. I kind of sit back, text a couple of my boys from the Saints, just to keep up with them, make sure that, how they're doing, how everything's holding up pretty much. And, like you said, that's the thing that's really missed is just the brotherhood and the camaraderie. I miss my boys. I hit up Treston the other day just to see what he's doing over there with Chicago. So, that's pretty much it. Just being around that brotherhood, seeing them every day, and kind of just having a family away from your family.
Abram, what do you think about Baylor this year so far?
I think they impressed me in a lot of areas. I really enjoy watching them play, especially my boy Gavin. He's doing his thing, coming off an injury and all that. He's doing his thing as a receiver, and I'm really impressed with him. Especially the young dude Reese. I'm really impressed with how he's running the ball, and I like how they're getting a mixture of Quaylen and Squirrel in there. I'm happy and always excited to see Craig out there playing and running the ball. I just like the rotation pretty much, and then my boys on defense, Dylan Doyle, Mac Jones. Just watching them play, Simo, and it just brings back, makes me think about the times that we had together.
Abram, can you describe the journey that Gavin Holmes has been through from just your point of view on it? I mean, that was by far and away his career best game the other night. It's just a shame that they weren't able to win that game, obviously. But, I mean, we've kind of touched on the road that he's been on with the injuries and whatnot, but you got to see it up close. Can you even kind of describe the walk that he's had to walk?
He's had one of the toughest walks that I've known. I like to say that, I had a couple of a fair share of tough walks, but at the same time, I think he has me beat. He went through a lot, injuries, all that. So, I mean, it's like he could never catch a break. And now, he spent all the time working, motivating people, and, kept pushing. You can kind of tell as he was sitting there, nothing was going to stop him from doing what he wanted to do. And, that's showing out on the field now.
Abram, of the guys when you left, when you were on your way to go to the NFL, and who was coming back, you had Quaylen Jones, who's kind of a big, thick, kind of a banger. Not that he can't run. Tay McWilliams, a banger. And then you had Squirrel, and you had the incoming freshman in Richard Reese. And then it was Jordan Jenkins, who was a phenomenal player at Lindale High School. Did you have somebody in mind that would be maybe the alpha out of that group, or did you expect it to kind of have just a lot of guys involved?
I expected Tay and Quay, and then, of course, World. But, I think I'm kind of okay with, them spacing it out like that, I think they look really great. Just all of them being able to bring their own little game to the field, and that's kind of how me and Tristan were. So just being able to space it out like that, I kind of enjoy. I'd rather enjoy seeing that than maybe one guy getting the alpha or getting the carries. I kind of like how they're bunching it in all together and coming together as a group.
Abram, Blake Shapen seems to have a very unique confidence out there at quarterback, especially sometimes he makes throws where, it's like he just to show that he can and then let it go. What is it like having him out there as a leader, even though you only got to see him at the very beginning of that journey?
I call him the gunslinger, just exactly like you said. There's times where he'll lead the pass to throw the ball, and it's little tight little areas, and he can get it in there. And him being out there, he's a big, confident guy. Big, really heavy on the leadership boost. He likes to get people going, likes to motivate people. And I'm one of those dudes who's self motivated, but sometimes he get me going during a game or get me rolling before a play. So that's the type of person he is. He's a great leader, and he's an even better leader off the field.
They've obviously had their mix of results, Abram, being at 3-3 now. Last week, tough loss there in Morgantown. Been a couple games they've lost that they probably feel like they could win. This is obviously kind of a mixture of older guys that you played with last year, but a lot of younger guys. Like, what can you tell as far as, how hard that is to build team chemistry and to get on the right note together? How difficult is that? Because last year, obviously, you guys had hit your stride and there was great leadership and all of that. Just how hard is that to build sometimes?
It's extremely hard. I was part of that 111 squad, and it was a lot of the older guys, but a lot of us younger guys. And it's extremely hard to build. I want to say that little niche or that little circle, because everybody has their own circle. Like the older guys, they might have a couple people that they've already been hanging out with or whatever it might be, and it's extremely hard to. I feel like from experience, extremely hard to kind of put everybody in a big family, especially with the young guys coming in. They're young, not really used to college, and you kind of get frustrated with them here and there. But it's more of just trying to bring them along and be a better leader as an older guy, and just trying to get them on board and get them on the same boat.
They have been playing without Khalil Keith, and there's a chance that he's getting back in time for Kansas again until we see him out there. But what are you looking at?
I don't know about Kansas, but we'll see.
There's a chance they get him back for Kansas. But whenever they do get him back, how much of a difference maker can he be no matter who's been playing in his spot right now?
I think it'll be a great, tremendous maker, just a playmaker overall. I think whenever I was there with him, I knew that he could move whoever he wanted to move. It didn't matter what the size was, and I still see that going on with him. So, regardless of who's playing in his spot, and whoever's playing in this spot, I mean, they earned that. That's why they, next man up mentality. But still, at the same time, I still feel like he's gonna be one of those guys who can definitely help in the run game and just help overall on the field.
How much do you get to watch him?
I try to watch him as much as I can. To be honest with you, every time they get on, I'm watching. My dad always has the game. Always has the game on in the living room, so I'm sitting out there watching with him.
So last year, you guys averaged well over 200 yards, 220 almost a game rushing, 5.5 yards per carry. This year, it's 184, which is a lot better than I thought it was, but under 4.7 yards per game. But there still seems to be something, Abram, that is missing, that there's just a little bit off. What do you think that might be from your eyeballs?
Just from me watching, I think there's holes maybe. Reads maybe how people are attacking the cut, going into maybe into the hole or whatever it might be, or maybe it might just be the read. Just whatever I can see personally, that's all I see is a little hesitation, little patting your feet a little bit rather than just hitting it downhill. I think Quaylen does a good job of finding the holes and kind of definitely on the goal line and red zone. He finds the holes and he knows what he wants to do with that ball, and that's how he ends up in the end zone a bunch. And then Reese, I think he's doing a really good job with finding himself inside the run game, if that makes sense. Kind of just using his abilities to make the team better.
All right, now that you're not there, you can tell us, does Dave Aranda ever get mad about anything?
I don't think I ever saw him get mad about anything. I think he might get upset, but never like really angry or, yelling at you type of dude. That's not who he is. But I've never seen him really get angry, but I have seen him get upset. More like I guess you could say like stern kind of father type of upset.
Oh, disappointed, not mad. That's even worse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I got in trouble, if my father told me, I'm disappointed with you or disappointed in you, that hurt more than if he got the belt out.
Exactly.
Yeah. Abram Smith, former Baylor running back, with us on 365 Sports. Tay McWilliams is a guy you mentioned, and you mentioned Quaylen and others as well, but he is supposed to have been the guy. He was going to be the guy. He got knocked out, basically, almost knocked out at Brigham Young. Abram, what's it like when you're supposed to be the running back that delivers the blow, and then all of a sudden someone delivers one on you? Does that make you, when you come back, gun shy for a little bit when you do?
Personally, for me, I mean, no, I just, it comes with football. It's a very contact sport, very violent, and that's what comes with it. And you got to be physical, especially at the running back position. You're pretty much in the trenches. You're in the box, and those guys across. I mean, it's either be the hammer or the nail, and that's kind of what I've learned growing up. And especially being on the other side of the ball, I'd rather be the one delivering the hits and taking it. So, it's a mindset thing. And I know Tay personally. He's one of those guys that he can easily bounce back from that if he wants to.
My last question for you is that you were a part of that dramatic, fantastic run last year, the year you had, et cetera. It's 14 games. It's a long season. Did you have a chance during the year? Did you get a chance to enjoy it enough because it's gone before you know it?
I was sitting there the whole time enjoying it. You kind of get done with practice, and it's one of those long practices or whatever it might be. And I kind of just sit back, and I had Terrell as one of my locker buddies. I had Blake Shapen as one of my locker buddies. So I kind of get sat there, and I'll chop it up with them and talk to them for a little bit before I even headed out. And, you always go up to the film room, and those moments where we're having, like, Tip Treats up there, and it'd be me and Treston or even Gary Bohannon when he was up there. We'd all be up there watching film. So, I mean, I enjoyed every moment that I had with them. And then especially when we got to the Sugar Bowl, it's kind of like one of those, last rise, Big 12 championship. We did that together. Took us, 5 years, but we came in and we did it together. So I enjoyed every single moment that I was there with them. And, I'm thankful for them and, thankful for the leaders like Jalen and Terrell and, my boy RJ and Treston.
I think Baylor fans enjoyed every bit of it, too. Even the couple of times when things didn't go well, watching you play, the story about what you've done. So does your agent give you any idea that, at least there's simmering of interest that you might get a call, or is it right now just kind of with the season going on, nothing?
It's kind of just with the season going on. To be honest with you, you kind of look at injuries. You don't want anybody to get hurt, but at the same time, it opens up doors. And, I got a foot in the building. It's just more of just getting in the actual building is what I want to do. So, he kind of just gives me hints here and there, lets me know what's going on, and then he's the one who comes up and gives me the call, or gives me the text, and lets me know, like, hey, I'm flying out here or I'm flying out there, and then I go do a workout and hear back from them, and we'll see how it all plays out.
Enjoyed your story, Abram, and you still have some chapters left. Thanks for your time. Good luck taking advantage of the next opportunity. We appreciate you.
Thank you
very much. Abram Smith, Abilene High School, Baylor University, had the opportunity with New Orleans, now looking for the next one in the NFL. From Rich Boone, how is the NFL letting